Hello all, this is Scott Grove, Dr. Groovy of GroovyMusicLessons.com. Yes, the one and only beautiful entity that is me. I know it sounds like a bad Gene Simmons commercial. Anyway, I've been off for a while because a lot of gigs to do, so I've been playing a lot of week-long gigs, so I've been extremely tired, extremely busy, and extremely gone. So glad to be back. The lesson I'm going to do today, since I'm back into playing the full-time, you know, again with the cover band, and again, if you think about it, the New York Symphony or the Philharmonic or whatever, yep, they're cover bands too, folks. So no matter what kind of band you play in, you still have to learn how to play. So for all you folks out there who are fans of my lessons, cool, you will notice that I have done a lot of these licks before. Why am I doing them again? Because some of you passed them up and it's just not right. And there'll be a whole lot more in-depth on these things. Why am I doing these particular things, which I will explain in a second, again? Because I've noticed they probably easily, in my redneck, hick, hillbilly, older than fucking dirt style of music that I play, which I would have no other way. This is about 50% of what all of my lead stuff and fills and even rhythm stuff is actually based on. I just analyzed it, you know, the last couple weeks, everything I'm playing, and 50% of it easily is based on these little things here. Okay, and again, this is nothing more than these little triads and little two-part harmony things that you'll hear during Brown-Eyed Girl, blah, 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 that you've heard a million times, Margaritaville, all these things, but it's just a matter of what context you put them in. So I'm going to put them in country, I'm going to put them in pop, I'm going to put them in rock and heavier stuff, and show you how to utilize these things, but you have to think ahead in order to make all these things work. You don't have to base the whole solo off of them, but it will get you out of a lot of jams, and especially if you're just actually jamming, you know, you're get to play, you can find all these licks so easy by using what I'm getting ready to show you now. So again, a lot of these have been shown, but I'm going to cram them all together into one concise, about an hour-long lesson here of nothing but these and all the different ways that I can think of in this hour to get these across to you, because they are that important for all kinds of music, and just to have another little toolbox, you know, full of lessons to go into your great big toolbox full of licks. So grab these. I'm using the old Merle Haggard Fender Telecaster custom shop Tough Dog Telly. Not many of these around. Oh yeah, for all you other people out there, yeah, haters make me famous. You know who you are. I don't need to get into it. I'm bigger and better than you are. Anyway, so let's get this lovely thing focused in right on the neck. Okay, let's go right away, just right to the Brown-Eyed Girl thing, since I mentioned it. Key of G. Okay, so we're going to go up here to the B string, go to the G, which is at the 8th fret. Middle finger is where I'm going with. You pick what you want. First finger at the 7th fret on the E. Okay, now we're going to move everything up to, I'm going to use like tab type stuff. So we're going up to the B, up to the 10, E to the 8. So you have 9 and 7, 10 and 8, 12 and 10. Okay. However you want to play it, that's how it's going to sound. Got the proper tone here for it now. It's just coming backward again. Just a matter of phrasing it right. Bring it up to C. So everything is going to be based on the B string. So you'll find your root note on the B string. Go into C. It's going to be, you can do it down here, and I advise you to do so because you'll be using it later. But for this particular song demonstration, take it up to 13 on the B and 12 on the E. Same thing. So we're going 13 and 12, then 15 and 13, and 17 and 15, backward. So you have then you're going to do the G thing all over again. So you're 8 and 7, 10 and 9, and 12 and 9. Sorry, 12 and 12 and 10. And then before that was, I'm sorry, it was 10 and 8. Then 7 and 6 and it's 8 and 7. Just woke up, can't count. So again. Now when we go to the D, we're going to be going up to the third inversion of this. So D would normally start down here at 3 and 2. But we're actually going to go finish it out. Find the top part of it, so the third part of it. So you're going from 3 to 2, then 5 and 3, then 7 and 5. It's the 7 and 5 that we need here. Okay, so we're going to get this one. So that's still D. It's just a third part of it. Your first and your third movement of each of these will be a nice landing place for anything. The one in the middle is just a movement thing, but the other ones have roots and they have a third or a fifth. Your first one being a third, a root and a third. Then we're just doing a transition up. Now we actually have a B and a D, so now we've actually got our root, I'm sorry, our third and our fifth going on in this thing. So it's all got parts of the chord, so you can actually land on a G chord here or there. So those are the places you'd want to start and or finish. So that's why when we're doing the Brown-Eyed Girl lick, why we can go to this one and that be a D is because it's the third of these little two-note things. So that's a perfectly acceptable place. So you are in D still here. It's just a partial of this chord. Okay, partial of that D chord. Okay, so again for Brown-Eyed Girl. Okay, thinking of that stuff. I ended, okay, coming off the G to the D. Then I did some more fiddling around, which was playing the rest of the choices we have with what I'm showing you. Then I went up to, this here is kind of a teaser thing. It's an anticipated note. It lets you know and lets the other band people know if it's a band. If not, then it lets the listener know that you're getting ready to go to another chord. And you're going to resolve back on the G. So what I did is just played the second inversion, or the second part of the G lick. Okay, so the first one we did, so that part. Okay, so since we're not finished with our phrasing yet, we can go to that. It holds tension. It's very cool. And this is a very, very crucial part of this, so pay attention to this part. We are in D, the D chord of the song. Okay, those are all D. Okay, so we're actually sneaking up in the part of the G, but we're sneaking up in the part that is not what I told you that we could normally resolve on, being the first part. There's the second where we're at, and the third part, which makes it all a G, the first part and the third part. But the second part can be used over the D as a way to get you back to your G and sound very cool. See how it went from that D to that G? Okay, now if we were to actually put a little bit of stank on this thing, put a little hair on it, put some... Okay, so now you've got an idea, without actually playing Brown-Eyed Girl, of what you can use these for. Now I'm going to show you how to use them not only in this position, but every position on the guitar. Okay, so that one's out of the way. You get G, C, and D. Okay, everything else on the B string you will get automatically from that. If you're in A, you would start on A on the B string. You can always put the 1 in the middle also when you're climbing up. Very important. Put that in there too. So we're in A. The same thing we've been doing, but add another one in the middle after the second one. Your second one here. Go up 1 fret. Up 1 more. Okay, so add them all in. And backward. What was that? That was creeping down, grabbing the end of the A. I'm sorry, the end of the E it would be this time. Because of this. Okay, all anticipated notes. So if you were to throw an E chord in there, that's what I'm doing. So here's A. Now here's E. So I went to the top part of the E, just that part, and the little bastardized middle part of the A trilogy. Okay, so here's the E, the second part of the A, and resolve back on the A. So it's nice when you have that 5 chord or that E chord in there to know that you can just simply go down by that much. You're taking your root, changing a finger up, going from the 10th fret to the 9th, and then add a 7 fret on your E string. Take that exact same thing up to 12 and 10, so you're taking it up 3 frets, and then back to your root note. So A. So that's very cool. Again, if I was to throw some hair on that thing and just play it slightly different. Okay, again, you don't have to play these all the time here. I'm just showing you the basics of it, and we'll throw you some stuff like this. I would play that and add tons of other stuff around it if I was playing somewhere. So A and E is all I'm going to play. As a basic idea within something I'm going to make up right now, A and E. Okay, so it's just groovy like that. And get my volume under control here. So that's it. It's just to give you an idea of how to stick these in with real playing. Okay. Let's get back to the how to find them all over the neck. A again. Let's just go with A since we're there. Let me get my camera down a little bit, put this in the center. You're like, hey, that'd be appreciated. I'm like, hey, I know it. So let's do it way up here. And then you know we can go an octave, and we will. 2nd fret, just like an A chord. Just use your G and B string. And same thing again. We're just going to go on 2 and 2. Yeah. Got a dirty pot. You don't want dirty pot, man. That stuff is rank. Found it. Okay. 2 and 2. Now we have 4 and 3. Now we have 6 and 5. Same thing as we're doing before. Nothing has changed. You can put the 1 in the middle. So everything's the same. Let's get you down lower. If you want to go back up higher again, go an octave higher. Go up to the 14th. And it's not all supposed to be Mexican sounding or what you think it is, or tropical or Jimmy Buffett sounding, but it's that kind of thing that you generally associate it with. But again, I will show you how to break out of that and use them again creatively instead of just making them all sound like they're tropical things. Okay, we just have to find all the positions. A again, I'm just going to show you all over the place where you can find them. Okay, your D string, 7th fret, middle finger, 6th fret, G string. Okay, so now we're taking it from 7 and 6 up to 9 and 7, 11 and 9, and you can go in between. So that's another place for these A's. All of them, you can find them on your own. Of course, if you want D, you'd go here. If you want E, you can go to E, but always use a different string as your guide. First we use the B string as our guide. Second we use the A string. I'm sorry, in A we use the G string as our guide. Now we're using the D string as our guide, so there's your A. If we are using, let's see, A on our A string, we're at 12 and 11 on the A and D, 14 and 12, all the way up to 16 and 14. Will you use these? Of course you will, you better. On the low E string, same thing. Let me get a sound I can use. On the low E string, 5 and then 4. 7 and 5. Then 9 and 7. You're like, will I use that? I hope you do, because it kicks ass. Let's see. Let me find some patches here. For country players like myself. Okay, don't just play the 2 notes together again like they're all island sounding. Using it. Okay, let's just keep on barreling through. I'm going to do an hour of this crap, okay? But why an hour? Because there's all kinds of things in my head that I need to get in your head. If you think, God, you know, guy's a moron if he can't teach it in 10 minutes. No, you're a moron if you want shortcuts. I'm going to give you a ass load of lessons for free, so shut your pie hole and listen. Good thing I didn't have kids, huh? Okay, anyway, let's go back to this one. Here at the A position, so 2nd fret, 2 and 2. Instead of going up to that 3rd one, bend both of these. Like they're glued together. Okay, just like that. Pick up on the B string, upward, because it gives you a way different sound other than, because you can hear the G string more there. The other way you can hear the B string, which is cool because it has that whole 3rd sound going on. It's just more authentic twang. If you want authentic rock, yeah, pick down on the G string. Don't forget to alternate. Okay? So let's try again. Put some hair on it. So even if it was wasn't your intention to go country or tropical or whatever, same thing up here. For you people who, for some reason, where country scares you to death, remember these are guitar lessons. They're not genre lessons. So you take your specific favorite genre. I don't care if it's metal. I don't care if it's punk. I don't care if it's... I don't care if... what the hell it is. I'm here to teach you guitar. So, again, apply this to your lick library. Again, if you're here... It doesn't matter where you're at. Okay, so you can bend them together. Okay, when you're doing that bend, you can add a note up at the top. See how I just put my pinky down and grab the high A note on the bend. Have that. Put it in every single one. You figure out how to do it. Just put a root note on the top. That will be part of your homework. Okay, let's do more of these and what we can do with them. When I'm playing here in the middle and letting the G string dictate whichever chord I'm playing, let's go back. Let's just go to D. Okay, so I'm going to go. So I've got D. And I'm just thinking that I'm just doing 12-bar blues stuff or just 3-chord stuff like us rednecks always do. Us worthless redneck hillbilly son of bitches that have no use in the guitar playing community. Some of you people suck so hard, make me want to slap you bitch asses. Okay, D, 7th fret. Studied my lessons. Get back here and go back into the archives. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lessons for you to check out. Otherwise, watch real close. Okay, that's the rest. Now A. Back to D. Don't forget D7. Okay, you know how to do that? Take the D note. Go back 2 frets for this. Okay. So D, G, or G, D7, G, A, G, D. Right? Now I'm in A. I was in D. Learn this inversion. It's just because of the way the B string's tuned that it has to look different. Going from the D, which is our 1 chord, we're in the key of D, going to the 5 chord, which is our A, or which is the top of this. So G, D, A. Okay, here's D again. Okay, this, and then the second inversion of the D. The second part of the D, not an inversion. That one. It looks just like this one. From the A. Okay, so you're in D. Now A. That is still in A, even though it's part of this movement of your D stuff. It's just that thing I showed you at the beginning where it's got the tension. It's waiting to go back to the 1 or the D. So you're in D. Back to A. Again, I'm using tropical crap, but those are the two forms to use. Yes, I just used a 5, a 5th chord. So if you want to add a root in there, you know, or the A as a 5th, anything you want to add. You're like, how's that useful? Well, if you're not going to use it the way I just showed you, then of course we'll go back to the hairy way. Okay, there you go. So it's just use it in the middle of something. I'll do that one more time, just playing crap off whatever. I'm going to use the stuff that I showed you. I'm going to do it in A again. I'm going to let you just simply hear me putting things in on based off the ones off the B string. Same ones based off the G strings. Okay, so those are based off the G. I'll even throw the A off the D string, then D, and the D's, and the E, whatever all we need. What key am I in? I'm in whatever. Let's go to the key of D. Okay, so I'll use D here. I'll use D's here. I'll use D on the A string here. I'll use D on the D string. Okay, so I'll play in D this time. But I'm going to use them on all strings. Okay, so on the B string. And D. D on the G string. D on the D string. D on the A string. If you want to do it on the low E, you can. I'll see if I can use it on all 5 strings. Only reason I'm not doing it up here on the 6th string because you have nothing under it to put there. So you got 5 places or 5 strings to work with it, and at least 10 places because you could do octaves on all of them. But I will be playing standard textbook 3rd grade pentatonic licks, and then I will put versions of these things all throughout. Okay, no backtrack, no nothing. Be smart enough to figure out the 3 chords. Again, in D. Being played that way. Now the thing to break you away from is exactly everything I've just taught you. Okay, so now let's take it and bust you out of playing these 2 notes together all the time. Okay, you have to know what they look like. Come nice sound, cool. Okay, no, that's not the boner tone. It's a whole different one, but hey, it's groovy. Anyway, so D. Get all this stuff hammered in your brain, even though the lesson is going to be an hour long. I expect you to take 30 hours at least to work on it. It's a very easy thing to do, but then to incorporate this into all of your playing and overdo it and overdo it and overdo it, which you should do just to get it hammered into your head, we need to actually spread these apart and quit making them, because we know how to make them sound all tropical and country and whatever else already. So now we split them up. Now you just use the shapes. Use the notes that you know are there. Okay, so that's going all the way from just a D, going, which is that, but that's the C part of it, that part, using all these and just spreading the notes out a little bit. So here's D, because it went, so you know you can use all these. Okay, again, I'm keeping them together. If I take them apart and have some fun, again, the whole time I'm just sitting there thinking about, and you could get from the D to the next set of Ds, to the next set of Ds, which I haven't explained yet, and then the next set of Ds after that. The ones I haven't explained yet, to tie 4 octaves of these together, or we're going to split our fingers up, go to skipping the B string. So we're going to use the high E and the G string. So high E at the D note at the 10th fret, and G string at the 11th. Okay, so pick them however you want with your fingers, your thumbs, your pick. Do not use your B string. Now both at the 12th, still on the E and G. Move them up just like the others. Yes, very country, I know. But again, that's what I do. So deal with it and play it your own way. Okay? Getting up there, I'm just bending the G string, leaving the E string where it is. Okay, so country folks, bend your G strings. Everybody else, do whatever you want. Okay? And you can play triads out of them if you want, but for now, that's going back to the 5. D, A, part of the D. Okay, so we're at A. You can even go up to the highest part of the D. Use everything in A. Now use the top two parts of the D, meaning before resolving on your 1. Okay, so now you've got D off the A string. Now we're going off the G string. Now we're going off what I just showed you. Off the E string, high E string. That's the only way you can do it. If you skip a string and then put a note lower on the G string. It's the only way you can incorporate your high E string as a root. And then as your B string again up here. So you got 1 octave, 2nd octave, 3rd, and 4th. Okay. Yeah, hopefully that's sinking in. Okay, again, you can use them all. I'm thinking of everything I did. Okay, so using only those notes. Do something like that, whatever it takes to stick it in your head. Now there's actually cool, if you think about it or don't think about it and just do it. A string is a natural 5th underneath your D. So we're in D right now. So the A works, so you can use the A as an open string. So I'm hitting the A string every other time. Open A string. Get my ring straight. D. Nice, good way to keep your rhythm going. Okay, so just a lot of ideas coming at you, and again, don't skip over any of them because you will use them. Again, like I said, yeah, it's a lot, easily 50% of the stuff I play is based on this. It's just sitting in my head all the time, and I see those patterns all over the guitar naturally. It's just like you see, if I'm in D, I see, I know. Yeah, good stuff. Anyway. Okay, had to get you guys out of country mode for a second before you bitched at me again. I see all of these D things. I see all this stuff just everywhere. I mean, all that stuff is still part of it. still the same thing. It's all I'm seeing. And hopefully you can get to seeing this too when you put them all together. Okay. We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Safety dance. Men without hats. Look it up. Horrible song, but it comes to your brain. Okay, so that's the majority of it. Now, like I said, just get your fingers away from each other. And let's do, again, D. Now you know where all the D's are at, and now you should know where all the other parts that go with them are at. So you have... They're everywhere. That's 1, 3, 4, 5 in the scale. Or do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Those are the only notes that are incorporated in this whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see me going up? That's, just my 3 again. 1, 2, 3, same as. So don't get confused by that. It's still the same note. Okay, I'm only going to play one note, but you're going to see both notes of what scale or what shape I'm thinking of. Playing around like that, I'm thinking this. Okay, so get that in your brain in any way you have to. Again, do the whatever it takes. Any little thing that helps you figure them out. There's one of your chords. Here's another one. And the other one. Okay, so again, and on all your normal playing, if you're like me and you love to do the pentatonic crap all day long, in D again. I'm right there. It's just a great lick to climb up on, and that is just... Okay, so I'm... It's just that. Doing those half things in the middle. Then you're up here. You got... Again, or you can change it. Okay, so you're up here. So just think of them in the middle of your solos. Don't make them the whole entire solo, unless you are a pure down home country boy. Then I'm not leaving you boys out because I'm here to fight for my country, guys. If you're doing these, and you use the tons of reverb and a nice volume pedal compressor. So D, D7, G, climb up to A, now we're still in A, back to D, or so here it is. So so just great stuff. So don't overlook all this stuff. As cheesy as it sounds, let's go to the one song I mentioned earlier, and somebody wanted me to show this, so perfect time to show it in the last few minutes of this. For you Margaritaville fans out there, not everybody wants to be a pro player. Some people just want to hang out and play on the porch, and that's as happy as they, or that's as in-depth into guitar as they want to be. I understand that. So this is for you. So for the rest of you, if you get the idea, go away. Anybody else wants to stick around and learn a little bit of Margaritaville by using the same technique, we're just going to go through the beginning and the solo of that for the rest of the 13 minutes here, okay? So thanks for everybody checking out the regular lesson. Rest of it, Margaritaville, just for some fun. Okay, the actual beginning, okay, we're based in D. Okay, it's all based, every single bit of this stuff is like this. This is a perfect example for teaching this song with these things. Okay, so we're going to be using the D and the G strings. Okay, so again, learn your D is at the D at the 12, and then the 11 on the G, then we're skipping up to 14 and 12, and then 16 and 14. So, okay, so get those down, get them in your head. Okay, if we go to G, what's going to happen? There's G. Okay, which is going to be up here at the 17th and 16th. And then doing the same thing. Now coming back down from the G. Back down to D. So from G, back down to D. Now to A, we have to, okay, we just went down to 11 and 9, because that's at the top of the A thing. Okay, you see what I mean? Here's the bottom of the A thing. So there's the top of it. So we're coming down off this G, down to the D, now to A, or here's D, now to A. The reason I'm showing you that part again is to drill it back home, plus because it's used a lot in the Margaritaville solo. Okay, so the intro is starting at the top of the D, meaning, okay, so you're staying up here, so the third part of it. So get up there. So you're going to start right there at 16 and 14. Okay, and then move it back 2 frets, just playing D string and G string. So again, 16th fret, 14th. Skipping it down 2 frets. So 16, 14, down to 14 and 12. You count them out. 1, 2, 3, then 1, 1. Staccato means to chop them off. So play it staccato. Now we're going up to the G. Okay, at the bottom of the G. So right where you started G. So there's your G. Then we're going to climb down from the top of the D to the bottom of the D. here's the top of the D. Just one note each. So all together. Okay, again, slower. 2, 3, 4. Done on a marimba. You can try to do that little if you want to. It's up to you. Okay, now that's the beginning, and it does that all the time. And so, wasting away again in Margaritaville. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, and I think that's my own damn fault. Okay, so those are starting off at the top of the, or the beginning of the, so the bottom part of the G. It's my own damn fault at the top of the D to the bottom. Okay, so that's what those are at the end of every single chorus. Solo is this. Okay, you're starting at the top of the D, meaning just like at the beginning. Okay, that will be our first lick. Starting here. Just like the beginning. Let me turn off my compressor. Okay, so we can get in here and make some nice tight noise and lessons. Then again, but we're going to switch it and go to the bottom of the D part. So now we got this one. So first one again, second one, just finish the whole D thing. Now we go, which we're going up to the G. So just for the one note. Okay, so. So you know that part. Not yet, but you know what part I'm talking about. Okay, so you just sound that out. And we're finishing out just the D thing. But we went up to G just for a second. Finish out the D. Okay. Now we go to the top of the A, meaning 11 and 9. Because that's at the, here's the bottom of the A, here's the top, so that's like I showed you before, you just go to that, so you, then, D and G string back and forth, okay, so we have, like that. Okay, go listen to it, you'll hear it. Again. Okay, hitting the G string upward will give you a very different sound. I'll do that this whole time, let you hear the difference. Depending on how you want to sound, if you want to sound D string heavy or G string heavy. Here's D string heavy. Here's G string heavy. Okay, if you want to do both at the same time equally, like on the marimba, pick them with your fingers and thumb. Okay, next part is a G chord, okay, way up here, but play it like an F. Okay, so 15th fret, play like an F chord. Okay, this is actually done on an accordion or an ocarina, but for guitar, which is what we're playing, just play an F-shaped G chord way up here. So you can go, then rake across it, and try to make it sound like that, then up to A, or I like to go all the way up. Okay. So hit the low note, break it, then each note as you're coming back up. Then we got, okay. Okay, so which is G string 14 3 times, then go up to 16, 14, then we're going 16 and 14 on the D twice, doing a pull off down to the D again at the 12th. So you have this. That one. Sorry for my mind funk. It's how it sounds. Okay, you can do that too, which I like. So sliding that too. Like from the D, because you're actually doing this. So slide out to. It's all still bass. Off that. Every bit of it is notes from that. So same as it going, you know, playing it that way, but it is bump, bump, bump. Then from the G, playing the 2 top parts of the D after the G. Now the rest of the D from the top of it. Okay? So in its entirety, slowly, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's it. Margaritaville at its finest. So, easy way for the guitar players to do it, since we're usually the ones stuck doing it and somebody asked me to do it. So, there you go. Hope you stuck around long enough to get that. I'll put Margaritaville in one of the tags so you can find it for the person who asked me for the Margaritaville thing. So again, those little islandy sounding, again, who the heck, sorry, I just want to polish my sweat before it dries. It's got something about that. Again, Jimmy Buffet, that's Jimmy Buffett in French, and Van Morrison, Brown Eyed Girl, and all that kind of beachy music, but you can stick all those licks in so many different things. Just give them a try. Put them in the middle of everything you're using. Recognize those patterns. And again, I showed you how to get 4 octaves of them in any key you're playing in. So just stick those in your head. It's just another pattern to memorize, to throw on top of all the others. Again, you don't have to play it all islandy. You can play it all like corn or guar or whatever you want to. You know, notes are notes. So it's information. Just add it to your other information. Once again, Scott Grove, GroovyMusicLessons.com. Come check me out for free lessons, paid lessons, amazing wit, super beauty, and all the stuff that you're used to me giving you. And rest in peace, H.R. Giger passed away. Everybody let me know today. So yes, the Giger Iceman. Thanks to you all letting me know. Sorry to Mr. Giger, but I bought this last week, thinking it had a premonition that it was close to his demise, and he fell down some stairs at the age of 74 and did die today, so, or last night over there on his side of the world, if you want to call it. So this is for sale now on eBay, so it's already listed. You can go to the review of it, get the item number, or just put in HR Gear and Iceman and it'll be there. So again, cool. The Fender Tough Dog Telly. Anybody's a Merle Haggard fan. Again, all the guitars around here are sitting around waiting for these people to die. So Merle's on the list. I don't want him to go, but by golly, I mean, it's just a matter of time. Then all the Kiss boys right here are represented. So yeah, it's a money-making machine. Ta-da! Yeah, madness. Call me mad, call me stupid, call me whatever. But hey, you're getting free lessons and I'm getting paid as people drop off like flies. No disrespect to anybody, but yeah, there's a method to the madness. Again, take all that stuff, cram it into your kind of music, and simply stop by and say thanks if you would, instead of bite me or whatever you guys usually write. Okay? Again, Scott Grove. Again, GroovyMusicLessons.com. Go there. Be nice. We'll be friends. Okay? And for all you crack smokers and pot smokers and who's the other one? Oh yeah, Wyatt, the cokehead. All you guys. Okay, so I could care less about you. So all you cool people stay here. Rest of you fly off to Chapper's Land. I could give a fuck. But you want free lessons? You want good ones that you'll actually use on stage or at home, anywhere else? Come see the doctor. Bye.